Part 22. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 211. The so-called dispatch of fighters is nothing more than a cover. Deal with this Zerg warship. The wise soul is simply killing indiscriminately. Directly it is to shield the communication between the battleship and the mothership, and then directly enter the mothership. Take control of the entire mothership. The Zerg aliens inside directly became the turtle in the urn. Those fighters flying outside suddenly changed from manual control to automatic. A search queue ran to the battleship that was controlled at home. I can't even escape. This may be the place that this mothership did not expect. Combined with the psychic energy of his own race, the psychic technology created controls the network. Unexpectedly, there is such a god as Nawazhiling in Kyushu. It's a beep dog. Bagayo Road. For the rise of my Sakurajima, for the future of my Sakurajima. Even if it's all 253 people's jade shattered, you have to shoot down aliens. Look at the roar of the emperor. Sakurajima's high-ranking officials and ministers pouted. All the jade was shattered. What a fart. Leave it to yourself, how can you still play? Smimarsai, Your Majesty the Emperor, why don't we get help from Daddy Eagle Sauce? Your Majesty, if you don't ask your father for help, our soldiers and the people will really break the jade of the whole people. The Emperor lost his temper, but his mind was still sober. There was a rumbling outside without stopping. The entire prevention and control chamber seemed to be collapsing in the next moment. Quick, contact Daddy Hawk-chan. It's not just Sakurajima. The stick next door is even worse. After all, the land and armament of the big stick are much worse than Sakurajima. Both sides have their Eagle Sauce Daddy's garrison. But with such a small number of troops, I want to fight against the Zerg warship. That's also a fool's dream. This is the reality. It's not like the original story. You can also drive an alien fighter, pretend to be an alien, and fly directly to the mothership. Equip the mothership with another virus and lose control of all warships. The shield then disappears, and the aliens are destroyed. There are so many bugs that I don't want to complain. Let's just say that two humans, driving an alien fighter, can directly enter the mothership. This operation is simply inappropriate. Not to mention the virus, which directly paralyzed the entire mothership and infected all the warships. Gee. The video conference is on. Eagle Sauce didn't seem to be too anxious. But the destruction of the entire presidential palace, the Pak Palace, the Hwashendun district. How could they not be in a hurry? But in front of these little brothers and sons, Eagle Sauce's superpower demeanor still has to be maintained. Why didn't you see the bear? It's okay over there, Kyushu has gone over to clean up. Fakes, it's a betrayal. John Bull scolded. But Hawk-chan looked at it carefully. I found that there were several younger brothers, and their faces were embarrassed for a moment. Fake. These people have apparently contacted Kyushu and are working on their troubles. Fake. Hold on a little longer. The great commander of Eagle Sauce did not have a seizure, but said in a deep voice. I'll find a way in a moment. Trust me. You believe me, don't look for Kyushu. When the time comes, Kyushu will take away all the warships and warplanes. I don't leave anything to you. That's a big loss. Eagle Sauce boss's words seem to be very reasonable. They have already lost a city, and they must take the alien battleship. In order to explain to the people. Dad, don't worry, my Sakurajima will always be your most loyal cub. See Sakurajima talking. Naturally, the stick is not far behind. But when the words came to my lips, I remembered that now the big stick has almost fallen. What a fart to fight back, read the violent novel, just go to the Fila Novel Network. Video conferencing. Each has a ghost in his heart. At this time, I want them to really have one heart. That's dreaming. The words of the great commander of Eagle Sauce, whoever believes will die. It is not worth the life of a person who dies in a pit. Let's find Kyushu. John Bull left the video conference and quickly instructed the officials. The officials looked at each other, but none objected. After all, it's just a round of attacks. John Bull's fighter planes have all been destroyed. How will the next battle be fought? Drag it out a little longer. The whole John Bull is about to return to the age of savages. It's not just John Bull who is a smart man. Gallic chickens and other countries naturally know this truth. I'm still waiting for you Eagle Sauce to think of a way. I'm afraid we'll all become dead souls. There is salvation, there is salvation. Daddy Eagle Sauce is about to find a way. Looking at the Emperor's happy face Zero. It seems to be immersed in the fantasy of absorbing alien technology and soaring into the sky. This scene also infected the ministers present. Why don't we hold on a little longer? And in the country of big sticks. Look for Kyushu. There is no way for the leader of the stick country to do anything. Now, the people have fled to the north. There is Kyushu guarding there, and it is too safe to be safe. If it goes on like this, then there really won't be anything to play. It's not that the son doesn't wait for the father. It's that the son is about to hang up. I have to go to my grandfather's father to save the scene. Commander Eagle Sauce came to the operations command room, but he didn't have time to ask for a solution. I received messages one after another. Well, it should be said that he was stabbed in the back one after another. John Bull, Gallic chicken, white elephant, big stick. The white flag has been raised one after another, looking for Kyushu to ask for rescue. And Kyushu lives up to expectations. The aerospace aircraft carrier took cover and shot down a few more fighters. Push the battleship into space. In fact, it was Nwazhiling, who completely controlled the battleship. And those downed fighters, not even a piece of paint, were towed away by Kyushu. Right now, it's still holding on. There is only the Eagle Sauce of the father and son concentric, and Sakurajima. They are looking for death, let them go. The great elder's face was indifferent and he said in a deep voice. 2.0. At the last moment of the time limit for entering the secret realm. Defeat the mothership in one fell swoop. Before that, the wise spirit will continue to confuse the mothership. Sending false information. Nwazhiling, who was floating in the air on the side, conjured up a set of computers. As if he was playing a game, he nodded in agreement. Got it, got it. Purgatory on Earth, that's it, tisk. Looking at the picture, Sakurajima was bombed by thousands of warplanes throughout the country. Whether on the ground, on the sea, or in the air, all their armaments have been destroyed. Even the garrison of his Eagle Sauce father was beaten to pieces. Should they really hold on a little longer, and Eagle Sauce will come to help? It's Hawk-chan itself, and it's too busy to take care of itself, okay. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 212. The Zerg invasion is just a trifle. The situation is completely under Kyushu's control. The rest of the father and son's concentric Eagle Sauce and Sakurajima are still resisting stubbornly. Don't say if Eagle Sauce can hold on. If Sakurajima wants to hold on, it can only fulfill their broken wishes. It can be regarded as the fulfillment of them, which is gratifying. But what does this have to do with Kyushu? Right? I just made a call to Hawk-chan, and according to what they meant, they have the means, and they have the ability, to take down the alien warship. And the most interesting, it means that we in Kyushu can help, but we must not take away their prey. As soon as the second elder said this, he immediately caused the hall to laugh. Eagle Sauce is afraid that it is not a freestyle, and there is water in the brain. This kind of thing is also spoken. Is it true that Kyushu still has to beg you eagle sauce to help you again? You're thinking too much. And as for Sakurajima, there was not even a phone call to condole. Too lazy to care. In the live broadcast room, Tou Bing also said goodbye to everyone. The crisis has been resolved. What will happen to Sakurajima and Taka-chan in the end? I won't broadcast it live, just watch the news later. In the origin. After a few days of depression, it has also returned to some of the previous hustle and bustle. Big Bone hurriedly walked into the origin library, wanting to choose a martial arts technique suitable for the Giant of Light. Happened to meet King Kong Barbie Neza, who came out of it and passed by. Today's Neza, the originally strong muscular body. Due to the relationship between cultivating martial arts, every muscle is like 100 alchemy gold steel, pouring a muscle armor. That powerful chi and blood can directly blind the eyes of others with 24-karat pure gold from 100 meters away. Oh, what are you going to do today? Daddy and Mom went on a trip, and the master was tinkering with his band. Or, go to the Skull League and wrestle with the monsters. Forget it, why don't you go to Antaeogwang and see if the underwater park is finished? No, Prince Long's depression is not good yet. If I go, if he gets sicker, my father will teach me a lesson again. Before he knew it, Neza walked into the trading area. Smell the fragrance and look up. It turned out that the predecessor opened a new bubble tea shop. I don't know who opened it, but business seems to be quite good. Hey, Sister Seato, Sister Bauer. Seato and Feng Baobao were together, and were about to buy milk tea to drink, when they heard the shouting and turned their heads to look. It's Neza. Do you drink milk tea? This store has just opened and is on sale. Neza heard Seato's words, and as soon as he heard that he wanted to drink milk tea, he took 3 steps and 2 steps, and walked to him. Thank you, Sister Seato. Saying, the great god of the 3 altars sea will be Neza. Feng Baobao saw Neza like this for the first time, and he was really shocked. But she also knew that this one was not the one in mythology. Let's belong to the same person in a parallel world. But it's far from it. However, in terms of force value, this one Neza, that's not bad. Just look at her muscles. I don't know, I thought it was a girl, driving a humanoid Gundam. Sister Seato, Sister Bauer, I'm just starting here. The light curtain has been prompting, there is a hint of what linkage secret realm. I don't even know what it is. Linkage secret realm. Seato hasn't heard of it, is it a new mission mode? But she told the truth, she really didn't know about it. She really hadn't learned about some secret realm modes. However, when Feng Baobao was thinking, a small shovel appeared from his body and circled around it a few times. It should be a new model. If you read a violent novel, go to Filu Novel Network. Zhang Hulan, that guy whispers this in my ear every day. But he didn't talk about the linkage secret realm. Listen to what Feng Baobao said. Neza is a little on the light curtain. Push the information content to Seato and Feng Baobao. Linkage secret realm. Message, Demon Child, Spirit Child. Mission, none, no time limit, until the main event is completed. There is no designated task in the linkage secret realm, and only the linkage raider himself, and his teammates with no more than 5 people, can enter it. Rewards, which need to be settled according to the performance of the raider after entering the secret realm. Sure enough, it's a new secret mode. Seato's eyes couldn't help but shine. If you want to participate in the new Uncharted mode that you are starting for the first time, well done. It's sure to gain a lot of fans. When the time comes, maybe you can make yourself a big anchor. Even more than the White Boss. It's exciting to think about. Quick, Neza, let's do this task now. Looking at Seato's happy appearance, Neza looked dazed, but he was just bored, so it was okay to go and see it. As for whether he will get into trouble with Sister Siado and Sister Bauer together, there will definitely be no problem. Good. Then I'll team up. Fenbeo didn't refuse, and the new mission mode is just right to take a look. We're going to. Sister Wan, Sister Shifei, let's team up together. The people who came were none other than concubine Shi and Wan. The two of them were tired of practicing in the secret realm, and they were thinking about coming to the trading area to exchange some pills and medicinal food. I just heard that Siado and a few people wanted to form a team to fight a new secret realm. He volunteered to shout out. I'm a little monster, free and at ease, killing people without blinking, eating people without salt 660. Bang bang. With a depressed and mournful voice, he hummed a limerick poem. When it is passed on. Suddenly, the whole street was full of chickens and dogs. Shops closed their windows and doors one after another. Someone couldn't dodge it and went straight into the jar. Just for an instant. The street, which was bustling with activity just now, has become silent the next moment. And who is the culprit who caused all this? Looking over the stone steps, a little foot stepped over from one side. Look at the whole thing. I saw a child with his hands in his trouser pockets, his head down, and his steps as a hanger. Could it be that this kid provoked the street like this? But when the child looks up. But there was no surprise. I saw the child with a wicked smile on his face, and his mouth cracked, revealing a mouthful of neat teeth. Above the center of the eyebrows, there is a fiery red firework, which seems to be shaking and burning. This combination. Look at the kid again. Is like a mixed bully who is ready to set fire to the street and flirt with women from good families. And whose little bully is this? This is exactly Chen Tangwen's son, Li Jing, and Master Li's son. Neza. It's also the magic boy, Neza. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 213. It's been a long time since I've seen my father. My mother is also busy slaying demons every day, or she is trying to get rid of demons. It's so boring. Neza didn't seem to be surprised at all by the attitude of the people of Chintagwan towards him on the street. Wondering, I saw that the person selling sugar gourds didn't know where to hide. The sugar gourd left behind by itself was still poured on a wooden shelf. Take a string of sugar gourds, and walk leisurely to the beach. The place where Chintagwan is located is a place where the demon clans in this realm often fight. But I have to say that Li Jing and his wife Mrs. are guarded. It's also peaceful and peaceful. Just a few years ago, Mrs. was 3 years pregnant. By mistake, he was reincarnated by the magic pill and gave birth to the current Neza. Mr. Li is still in the sky. With Tei Genren, I want to go to Yuan Shi Tianzun and ask for help. But alas. At this moment, the Yuan Shi Tianzun had already left the 3 realms and went to the 9 heavens, discussing the matter of sealing the god list. Want. Master Li should be coming back soon. And Mrs. was still out to kill demons at this time. Neza, who hasn't been out for a long time, doesn't know what's going on today. As if suddenly on a whim, he sneaked out. While chewing a sugar gourd in his mouth, he walked leisurely. Halfway through, I heard a muffled sound, not far away. Out of thin air, lightning and thunder appeared, and dark clouds were thick. But in an instant, the image was gone. Fun. Looks like there might be a yokai there. Watch me catch 2 monsters and go back, let my mother take a look. Neza smiled, ate the sugar gourd in one bite of 3 times and divided by 2, and quickly ran over. Why is this teleportation? There are lightning sparks. Xiaodo was dusty, pulled out his head planted in the sand, and muttered. Then he turned his head and looked at the four of them. Instead, they were all safe and sound. What's the matter, you suffered yourself? Who told you to jump? I was startled, I didn't stand firm, and I planted it. Feng Baobao said unceremoniously. I also took a sip of milk tea. On the side, the concubine, at this moment. I felt the majestic aura everywhere in the heavens and the earth. Between the breaths, there is a surge of aura. Running the human immortal martial arts method, the physical activity is rapidly enhanced. Although it is not as good as the inside of the origin station. It's not as good as the Tower of Origin. However, compared to their own Sanjiang world, it's literally heaven and earth. Living in such a world, there must be top powerhouses. Neza, when you get here, do you have a hint for the mission? Wan squinted her eyes and stepped barefoot lightly as she asked. Step on this sandy beach, leaving footprints of different shades. In front of you, there is the endless sea. There's a hint, saying that after encountering the linkage target, you will get a reward. Linkage target? This task is a linkage mission, and now there is a hint of the linkage goal. And this task is Neza's. And the secret world that can be linked with Neza. Shifei was quick to think of a lot. Here, will it also be a world with Neza? Neza here is our Neza's linkage target. Hearing the speculation of the concubine, it is indeed possible. Feng Baobao also nodded and said. Possibly. On the side, as if thoughtful, the soft ribbon was blown by the sea breeze. No wonder there is such a powerful and abundant aura in this world. If you have Neza, then this place is the world where there are immortals. Maybe there are 4 sea dragon clans, heavenly courts, and even saints. It is not unreasonable to hear this speculation. Then we'll have to be careful. Xiaodo said. But look at her running around, looking for something. If you read a violent novel, go to Filu Novel Network. Not at all as careful as she spoke. There's Neza here too. Then will there be a father and a mother here, 2 elder brothers, and a master and the dragon prince Ao Bing? I don't know if it's Shilan Neza's chatter. Far away from the sea. The land of the East China Sea Dragon clan that was sealed in the bottom of the sea and suppressed the eye of the sea. A nimble dragon followed his thin-looking, slightly stammering master Shen Gongbao as he practiced spells. I shuddered inexplicably. I feel like I was offended by something. Even the depths of the jeans were trembling, and in the dark, there were a few dog barks. Someone's coming. Suddenly, Feng Baobao, who was on the edge of the beach, whispered. The small shovel shone with a ghostly light, coming to the hand, ready to bury people at any time. Several of them are considered masters. The 5 senses are naturally not low. They all sensed a movement, coming from the land, from the side of a forest. Click. The sound of dead branches and leaves shattering came. The next moment, I saw a little child running out of the woods. He has short legs, his hands in his trouser pockets, and a flame tattooed on his brow. At first glance, it's a guy slipper. When Shilan Neza, Feng Baobao, and others stared at the demon boy Neza, the demon boy, also stared at these people with big eyes. His eyes swept over Xiaodo, swept over Feng Baobao, and swept over concubine Shi and Wan. Finally, he looked at Shilan Neza. The muscular body, the muscles of steel. Under the sun by the sea. There was also a blinding glow. Yakai. Xiaodo pouted, how did this little guy's eyes look? Don't you see the 4 beauties here? Which monster looks so beautiful, gentle, and youthful? Ahem. Wait, the mission prompts me to see the linkage target. Is this also Neza? As cute as I am. Ignoring the tendons and flesh of the kings, what Len Neza said is indeed true. However, since it is a linkage target. It's just that it may be the Neza of this world. But you have to ask first. Hello, kids, we're not monsters. Also, is your name Neza? The concubine asks softly. I have to say that these soft words and beautiful faces still make people feel very comfortable. However, these people. I know the name of the master, and I am not afraid of the master. Then you must not be from Chentangwan. Tell me quickly, where are you monsters? Master. I'll go. This is still a Tsundara Neza. Put these two Neza together. I really want to admire this wonder of the heavens and all the worlds. King Kong Barbie Neza. In this way, with the Tsundara little demon King Neza, I met the bunch. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 214. Look at the move. Bang. The demon boy Neza jumped up and shook his body. He yelled and knocked the special volleyball out at the same time. He had a blue nose and swollen face, and his mouth was cracked, but it was not painful at all. Instead, he smiled very brightly. There was a lot of light in his eyes. Energized. But the next moment, I saw Shilan Neza laughing coquettishly. The palm of the big fan is just a light pad. Rumble. That special volleyball is like the popularity of extreme speed flight in the universe. It is like a meteorite falling, rubbing against the air current, and bursting into a violent fire. The magic boy Neza watched the volleyball hit him in the face. It was just a fraction of a second. His eyes, which were originally radiant, instantly became tasteless. The big mouth that was cracked open suddenly became frightened. An empty door was revealed. Apparently he had lost a tooth before. AHH. This is the voice of the magic boy Neza, receiving a volleyball in his face, at the last moment. Extremely bland. It smells so good. It seems like my mother last time. How long was the last time? In short, it was the last time. Mother 287 took the time to give me the fragrance of barbecue. However, my mother didn't have time to eat with me. The demon boy Neza was in a trance, smelling the fragrance, and his nose shrugged slightly. Thoughts flashed through my mind. When I opened my eyes again, the sun was already setting overhead. Tilt your head to look. It's those weirdos who aren't afraid of the master. Especially the tall and mighty one, whose name is also Neza. It's amazing. In the past few years, with the master's skills and strange power. But no one can pick up a few tricks. Even if you play with your mother. You have to put in a lot of strength. But this Neza in front of him. Thinking of this, the corners of the demon boy Neza's mouth twitched. It seems to have been shadowed. Little Neza, wake up quickly when you wake up and eat barbecue. Hear a soft voice. It's the chick named Shi Fei Ming. Doesn't the master seem to have never eaten barbecue? But it's really fragrant. Neza looked at the people sitting around the barbecue in front of him. Look ahead, look out to sea. The sun is setting. The great sun seems to be about to fall into the sea. Since you are so sincere to ask the master to eat barbecue. Master just reluctantly eat it, uff. The magic boy Neza muttered, causing the girls to laugh. I don't know what I'm laughing at. He didn't pay attention to it, just moved. That's not right. Why can't you move? I turned my head around, and then I realized that my whole body was buried in the sand. Leaving only a head, exposed on the beach. Ha ha ha. Look at whether you are still called a master. Xiaodo saw that the demon boy Neza had already noticed that something was wrong. Said with a loud mocking laugh. He also deliberately took off a large piece of spiritual meat and sprinkled it with fragrant cumin and seasonings. Squatting in front of Neza. It smells so good. This is a spirit sheep raised specifically for barbecue dishes. When the barbecue comes out, it's so delicious. You smell it? Seato put the mutton in front of the demon boy Neza's nose and sniffed it. Make a triumphant face. And the demon boy Neza was dumbfounded. At the same time, the mouth is full of relish. The saliva flowed uncontrollably. Looked at Seato with his own eyes and took a big bite of mutton. The oil stains that slipped down, and the torn veins of the mutton, and the aroma that rushed straight to the mouth and nose. Gurgling. Your uncle, let the master come out, I'm going to fight with you. Read the violent novel, go to the Fila Novel Network. Looked at Seato's arrogant appearance. The demon boy Neza trembled with anger. But while speaking, saliva flowed out uncontrollably. Just like you, you're still alone with me. Slip. Delicious. You can't even break through this little bit of sand. I can only watch us eat. The demon boy Neza struggled, but he couldn't get rid of it. All that weight on the body was a little bit of sand. But it seems to have 1,000 weights. Call sister. Call my sister and let you out. Looked at Seato with a sinister smile. As a demon boy Neza, how could he have suffered such humiliation? You don't inquire at Chintagwan. I'm the little overlord of the mixed world, Neza. How is it possible to give in to this? But. Slip. It's so fragrant. Slip. Hum. The big husband can bend and stretch. This revenge is not a gentleman. Sister, sister. Seeing the demon boy Neza shouting out in humiliation, Seato seemed to have awakened some incredible attributes. The void clicked a few times and turned on the video. I want to call Sister Seato. You. Master, I. Looking at the wrong look, Neza still felt that he should dispel the enemy's vigilance first. Hum. Summer. Seato sister. Be louder, I can't hear you. The demon boy Neza seemed to have completely let go, and shouted through gritted teeth. Sister Seato. Okay, go on, call them all once, I'll teach you. Sister Seato, Sister Concubine, Sister Wanwan, Sister Bauer. Looking at the more he screamed, he seemed to be the more skilled the demon boy Neza. That spoiled look on his face. Seato was like a demon king, and recorded the scene completely. Well, let's let you out. Little Neza, let this little Neza come out. Shilan Neza beckoned, and a talisman-like magic weapon returned to his hand. This is the talisman treasure that has suppressed the demon clan's great sage Sun Wukong for 500 years. Of course, it is not something that the little Neza in front of him can easily move away. Let's have a barbecue together. But the next moment, I saw the demon boy Neza grinning strangely. When the body shook, he took the whole roasted whole sheep into his hand. Some spices are also included. I saw him holding these things, and jumped away one by one. Master, I'm playing with you. Ha 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 ha. You wait. Master, I'll be back again. When the time comes, let's see how the master cleans you up. After saying that, he immediately ran away and left quickly. From time to time, there was a burst of laughter that had been suppressed for a long time. And Seato and the others did not move. On the contrary, I already knew that little Neza's movements were average. Haha, Seato, look at you, let little Neza worry about it. Wanwan said with a smile on the side, while continuing to take out a spirit sheep. This little Neza is so pitiful, he is actually the reincarnation of the demon pill. And only 3 years to live. Little Neza said a little sadly. Apparently. After the linkage target is seen. She got some information. Not much. But about the reincarnation of the magic pill, I know it clearly. Strategy for the All Heavens dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 215. When I just came back, I heard that Jair ran out again today. The entrance of the Li mansion. A huge enchantment unfolded, lingering throughout the Li mansion. And this enchantment, it was handed over to the Li mansion by Tai Jinren. After all, Tai Jinren and Li Jing went to the sky to find Yuan Shi Tianzun. As the saying goes, one day in the sky, 1 year on earth. Although Li Jing stayed in the sky for a long time. But the nether realm has been a long time in the past. It is close to the time of Neza's catastrophe. And the enchantment of Li Mansion is naturally used to defend Neza. Mrs also needs to kill demons on weekdays, so naturally she has less time to accompany Neza. Is also worried about Neza, and when he goes out to play, he disturbs the people. Seeing Mrs asking, the two enchantment beasts that looked like jade carvings were about to speak. But Mrs actually said it casually. After all, today was fine. I didn't get into trouble when I went out. Didn't collapse a house, didn't trick anyone. Therefore, after entering the enchantment, the first time is to run to find Neza. But when walking into the yard, suddenly, there was a burst of aroma. Smelling this aroma, Mrs couldn't help but swallow twice. Who made the dinner tonight? It was so fragrant. Look in the direction of the scent. I saw that it was Neza, sitting on the wall, holding a roast whole sheep bigger than his body. Tearing the mutton with one hand. Nibble with relish. His face was already covered in greasy stains. But the greasy stains can't hide the appearance of the blue nose and swollen face. This surprised Mrs. Why is Dizza still being bullied? Which hero is so good, so good? I'm about to get closer and ask. But I saw that Neza didn't seem to see his mother come back at all. Engrossed in eating the barbecue, he was still muttering something. A manly man, able to bend and stretch, shed blood without tears. 30 years in Hedong, 30 years in Hexi, don't bully young people into poverty. The gentleman takes revenge, and it will not be overnight for 10 years. The good master doesn't fight with women. Hearing this, Mrs looked confused. This. What is Jair stimulated? Perfect completion of the first time in the linkage secret realm. Evaluation, perfect interaction with the linkage target, imprinted a perfect figure in the body and mind of the linkage target. Reward, the approximate background of the linkage target as of the current time period, the exclusive invitation letter of the linkage target, and a random corresponding magic weapon of the linkage target. Note that the linkage secret realm, without joining the members of the origin space secret realm strategy, the time flow rate is uncertain. After eating another roasted whole lamb. Cleaned up the garbage left on the beach. Caring for the environment is everyone's responsibility. Lest you leave a bad impression on the saint on your head. However, the gap between the origin Tianzun and others in this realm is still very big compared to the flood saints. They don't know. Back to the roots. Xiaodo picked his teeth, and while scurrying with Shilan Neza, he hurriedly invited the demon boy Neza in. Sister Xiaodo, wait a little longer. I'll go and talk to my father and mother about little Neza first. Seeing Shilan Neza say this, Xiaodo had no choice but to give up. But when I rolled my eyes, I didn't know what the hell I was thinking. Okay. Then you have to let me know as soon as you invite him in. I have a lot of tricks to do with him. I don't learn well at a young age. A strong young master calls himself, The concubine covered her mouth and smiled. Wan Wan was barefoot, and when she asked Xiaodo to play tricks, she said hello. Left with the concubine. Xiaodo had to say a few more words, but he was also dragged away by Feng Baobao's collar. Looked at the small shovel that Feng Baobao was holding in his hand. If you read a violent novel, go to Fila Novel Network. I don't know, I thought I was going to kill people and bury the corpse. Neza disappeared and went home. And when Neza went back, Feng Baobao, who pulled Xiaodo away. Notice that the trading area is a bit busy. Xiaodo, who broke free from Feng Baobao's hands, also looked at many people suspiciously, going in the same direction. Let's go join in the fun, there's got to be something good. Xiaodo said excitedly. Feng Baobao also walked over. Xiao Siming, Snow Girl, and the Moon God, you are a busy man, and you are free today. Hearing Xiaodo's shout, Xiao Siming was still silent, just walked to Xiaodo's side and rubbed Xiaodo's head. No matter how busy you are, there will be fakes. My Dakin's current welfare benefits, holidays, and everything, are still very sufficient. The Moon God swung his waist, and his deep eyes were inverted with a little starlight. The beautiful Snow Girl said to Xiaodo. I just saw your boss by opening the box in the live broadcast. The luck is really good, and I opened some good things. Xiaodo's eyes grunted, and he had the idea of something good. Pressed on his head, Xiao Si ordered his hand to move around. By the way, let's not talk about that. What's going on up front, what's going on? Speaking of this, the Moon God said. Let's talk as we go. This is the new world of pirates, and today the cycle has been established. In the midst of reincarnation, a six-path demon divine tree grows. 6 demon crystals can be produced. Listen to them, it's much better than the original devil fruit. With the explanation of the Moon God, Feng Baobao and Xiaodo only knew. It turned out that there was a new resource cargo. A substance called a demonic crystal. I have to say, this new world of pirates, and the alliance with the ninja world, are all lucky. The sacred tree of the Ninja Alliance can produce powerful bloodline fruits. Gain a variety of bloodline powers. The weakest blood relay limit, then the blood relay elimination, and the power of the blood relay snare. Strange bloodline physique power. And to this place that originally had the power of the devil fruit. But it will produce this demon crystal. It is different from the Ninja Alliance fruit. Devil crystal, which has the ability of the original devil fruit, but will not have side effects. Moreover, it can be used multiple times to gain multiple abilities. And the main thing, a large part of the demonic crystallization ability is a power that belongs to the law category. That's what makes so many people want to give it a try. The law of cohesion, the law of mastery. It's a road to heaven. And when used in conjunction with the Ninja Alliance fruit, the effect is even better. The two abilities complement each other. Eat fruits and crystals that are similar in appearance. It can greatly enhance its own strength and increase the speed of the law of condensation. No wonder so many people come to experience. After all, it opens today, and the whole site is 20% off. It's still very popular. Lose. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 216. It's so lively out there. A handsome man, like a book, dressed in white, looks a little weak. But the abundance is handsome, and in his eyes, there is a glint of wisdom. Hong 11, you love reading so much. It's no wonder that he can get a reputation for his talents. Hong Shu put down the book he had rented out of his hand, called the first part of the Mitta Sutra in the past. Turned into a ray of light and melted into his personal light curtain. The person next to him was a person who had just known him for a few days, called Yehei. When they met him, it was the first time that the two of them entered the secret realm at the same time. However, according to what Yehei said, the world he lives in is an ordinary world of modern technology. He himself is also an ordinary white-collar worker. With your talents and knowledge, if you go to an ancient world, it will also be able to become famous. 683. Yehei was not polite, nodded, raised his glass, and drank it all. It's possible. But the premise is, don't be the ancient chosen by the source. After speaking, while eating delicious food, I thought about what secret realm I was going to brush up today, so that I can exchange some treasures for longevity and give them to my parents. In the past 2 days, I have quit my job and are ready to stay in the origin secret realm. However, there was something he was a little puzzled about. After a while, it's time for a class reunion. And it just so happened that at that time, there was a real-time dynamic quest task. I don't know if it's a coincidence, or is it a coincidence? Is there anything different about your own world? I've never seen any of them there's a superpower or anything. It's not like the flood in front of you. Don't look at the scholar, but the world he lives in is very powerful. I heard that the cultivation method of human immortals and ghost immortals came from the world where Hong 11 lived. The first time I heard about it, it shocked Yehei. What kind of human immortals can shatter the void, can shatter the universe? Ghosts and immortals can create things in the void with a single thought, and even create planets, lives, and even the world. And if you practice both at the same time, you will make a great wish. It can even transcend the universe and reach unimaginable realms. This practice can be said to make Yehei full of strong interest. Even. It seems that I should have embarked on this path. Why don't you take advantage of the discount and buy some demon crystals? Seeing Hongshu asked. Yehei waved his hand and patted his pocket. I want to buy it, but I'm too poor, and I'm an ordinary person who still has to make long-term plans. That's right. Hongshu knew that even if he borrowed money without interest, it was impossible to turn a person into a god in an instant. Naturally, we must be careful in our calculations, so that as an ordinary person, we can lay a foundation in the source. Then gain the ability to farm the secret realm alone or in a team. Of course, among the origin secret realms, there are also secret realms that are completely suitable for ordinary people. For example, among the 3 multidimensional copies. Multidimensional Dark Realm, and multidimensional Arad Secret Realm. These 2 early brush monsters, single brush is naturally a bit difficult. After all, the monster inside, even if it's a goblin, is not something that ordinary people can kill casually. On the contrary, it is a multidimensional exile secret realm. No matter how strong you are, your own power will be limited when you enter. Then get a free class, with several skills and artifacts. It's a good starting choice for newcomers. Or, there are some cosplay secrets. Whether it's a type of escape, puzzle solving, horror, etc. It's all about limiting power. Hone your wisdom, hone your mind. After clearing the level, the rewards are also expensive. In the secret realm of the origin, there are only 2 people who have won the title of Puzzle Solving King achievement. One is called Edogawa Konan, and the other is Direnja. After all, longevity is already a thing that doesn't matter. Even death is a small thing, just a matter of a few points. And not everyone wants to punch the gods, destroy the world with one punch, and become a strong man. Each has his own hobbies. What kind of Yehei belongs to, he is naturally the kind who likes martial arts. If you read a violent novel, go to Filu Novel Network. First of all, there is a one-stop gene medicine, pill enhancement, and other services. 2 potions were also reserved for the parents. Thinking of this, Yehei remembered one thing. By the way, Hong 11, you are very knowledgeable. I would like to ask. Why did I use some genetic medicine, or elixir? To increase my root physique, to govern the root bone. But I don't feel like it's working. Why is that? I suspect I've got a fake drug. Hong 11 heard Yehei ask, and he was also a little puzzled. These basic one-stop services are very low in price and are available to everyone. It's all good, but there's no such thing as a fake. After all, I have used it myself. Hand it to me. With Yahei's pulse, Hong 11 checked his pulse. Very ordinary body. But if he had taken those good medicines, his physique would definitely not be like this. Hong 11 held his breath, and thought of a big Buddha in his mind. A trace of divine consciousness invaded Yahei's body. But there was nothing out of the ordinary. But somehow, he always felt that Yahei's body seemed to contain some kind of great secret. Yahei, forgive me for being a shallow learner, I really can't see anything. Forget it, just be able to cultivate anyway. Yahei waved his hand and said indifferently. Leave from the source and return home. Yahei carried a bag of fruit. These are all spiritual fruits, specially brought for parents. Sit on the couch and watch a bunch of densely packed real-time dynamic copies at different times. He felt speechless. Why is it clear that this world is ordinary? This real-time dynamic copy, the result is densely packed. Suddenly, the road ahead was a little bleak. But thinking that after doing the task, there is a reward for fighting, Yahei still put his mind at ease. After solemnly telling his parents that this fruit should not be distributed to outsiders at all, immediately returned to Origin 2.7 and began the secret realm cultivation. And Hong Xiang. Now he hasn't opened a house. If you disappear at random, if you provoke the house to find out, I'm afraid it's not good. After all, this ghost, immortal, and immortal is the system of their own world. It is not difficult for Hong 11 to guess that those top people who shatter the vacuum are the Yang gods. Or the supreme powerhouse who has reached the pinnacle of both. Maybe it's all hidden in the void, or not necessarily. Just as I was thinking about it, there was a voice in the courtyard that someone was coming. The footsteps are steady and powerful, yet gentle. The person who came must be a woman, and she should also have a good martial arts body. He didn't care. I saw Yahei send a message to himself, asking him to brush the copy together. He smiled. But I was thinking. I need to find an excuse to leave this home mansion. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 217. Encountering a villain is like encountering a ghost. Don't be weak. If you are angry, the little ghost will not dare to approach you, on the contrary, if you are weak, it will have to inch in. Hong Shu said softly. When I went back a few days ago, I happened to meet a maid who was making things difficult. Hong 11 realized, if it was before entering the source. I'm never going to be so calm. On the contrary, it will be bloody, but it can't do anything, at most, use the identity of fame to suppress the arrogance. But that day. But I can indifferently share this matter with my friends who have only known each other for a few days. This is the state of mind. But this is also strength, which brings his mood and confidence. He knew that even if the maid had learned a few tricks, it would never be his opponent. You'll be reasonable. Give. You move out of your house and open your own house, this is my gift. Yahei handed over a small box. Hong 11 was not polite, took the small box and opened it. A misty elixir in the middle. It has a light fragrance. Earth Immortal First Order Elixir, this thing is not valuable, but with my financial resources, this is a high standard, hee. Yahei said proudly. 05 Hong 11 secretly kept this intention in his heart, but he said. Stingy, you're a Terran holy body. The Eucharist is a great achievement, and the Emperor can be defeated. It's so powerful, but to send such a low-grade pill, it's really a shame. Yahei snorted twice, straightened his chest and stomach, and pretended to be strong. I've seen my future great enlightenment holy body, well, maybe I can become an emperor, ha ha ha. Emperor yet? The Black Emperor. These days. Yahei finally knew, those one-way gene medicines, and pills. The reason why it doesn't work for yourself. Feelings are their own physique, or are they extremely bullish? Low-grade genetic pills and pills are useless to themselves. I thought I had a fake medicine, and I wanted to find the master to complain. And his own world turned out to be that, the world of physical treasures. Even above the great emperor, there are immortal kings and immortal emperors. I'm a good one. Scared him to death. No wonder their own real-time dynamic copy, that's densely packed. Lie down. With their own little arms and legs. I'm afraid that I don't know how to die when the time comes. And also, speaking of those strong people, where are Du Tiniang? Hide, is it fun? Look at the time of your own first live dynamic copy. Yahei naturally knew that the top priority was cultivation. Don't be at that time, just know to hug your thighs. Oh, isn't this brother Yahei of the Holy Sacrament, and brother Hongxian, who is a great talent? Zhang Hulan walked over with Han Li and Feng Baobao. After greeting each other, Han Li and Zhang Hulan each handed over a small cloth bag. Brother Hong has opened a mansion and built a tooth, but congratulations. Thank you. Hong 11 didn't open it on the spot, but silently put it away and thanked him. Brother Hong, don't worry, you'll be busy later. Han Li said with a smile. After a while, the meaning of Han Li's words was already clear. Wave after wave of people came to give gifts to Hongxian. The meaning is obvious, that is, to make friends, to get closer, to look forward to exchanges and cooperation. Hongshu naturally understood. It is also clear why you are back to welcome. That's the reason for the world you're in. The world he is in, and the world Yahei is in, have already been exposed. How many good things should be in such a powerful world, this is something that fools understand. If you read a violent novel, go to Filu Novel Network. So, don't look at the two of them are still weak now. Once it is strong, the resources of those two powerful worlds must be very exciting. Hey, it's a pity that the origin can't even give gifts. Any item that exceeds the first order of the Earth Immortal will not work. Otherwise, those big forces, I can't wait to make you strong quickly. Zhang Hulan said with a smile. By the way, there will be a live broadcast later, which is a real-time dynamic copy of the Shang Prince. The Shang Prince was subjected? Hong 11 and Yahei didn't know about it. However, the real-time dynamic copy can be seen to increase the experience. When it's time to make your own copy of the live dynamics, you won't be in a hurry. The five of them were drinking spiritual wine and eating delicious food, but suddenly there was a roar. Zhang Hulan, where did you hide the master's trouser belt? I saw Neza, the demon boy whose smoky makeup seemed to be getting more and more intense, holding his pants in one hand and pointing at Zhang Hulan with the other. Brother Chulan, why are you still hiding a child's trouser belt? Hong 11 has seen this child many times in the secret realm in the past few days. But every time I saw him, he was chased and beaten by a group of Pokemon. The nose and face were swollen, and he couldn't find the field. But the next day, I continued to tease. Zhang Hulan saw the demon boy Neza, followed by the smiling Shilan Neza. With a flick of his hand, a red trouser belt was taken out. Humph. Call big brother, I'll give it to you. Huh. The demon boy Neza grinned, revealing two holes. It seems that after this guy came to the secret realm in the past few days, he had another tooth knocked out. Do you want the master to call you the eldest brother? Are you dreaming? Smell my fart. Demon boy 157 Neza directly loosened his pants, and was about to fart at Zhang Hulan with his bare buttocks. Neza, don't be rude. Hearing this voice, the demon boy Neza pursed his lips and lifted his pants. But the eyeballs are dripping, and there must still be some kind of ghost idea. The person who came was Mrs. Shi Lenjian, who was still carrying a piece that had just been in the trading area. With the rare spirit cloth of the Four Seas Dragon clan, a piece of clothing specially customized for the demon boy Neza. How many years? Finally, I can have a chance to dress up as a child. After all, you think, a piece of wood, a gold ingot, plus a big guy. Will you have the opportunity to enjoy dressing up your child? Is it really a joke? But in front of him, this Neza from another world who was invited by his own Neza has the same experience as his own children. One has been treated as a yakai since childhood, and the other is similar. However, his children did not suffer any grievances, and they were accompanied by their parents. And this Neza, who was reincarnated by the magic pill. Zhang Hulan saw that Mrs. Yin was here, and she stopped teasing. Throw the belt to the demon boy Neza. Watching him happily tie his belt and put on new clothes, my heart was also happy. But look at the eyes of the demon boy Neza from time to time. Among them, there are definitely all kinds of trick-or-treating plans. Strategy for the All Heavens dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 218. This kid is named Neza. It should be said that both of them are Neza. Zhang Hulan said in detail. I know the name of Neza, and in my world, there are also myths and legends of the Chinese system. Yahei said, looking at the two Neza, one big and one small, he still felt a burst of surprise. But he also wanted to complain. The legendary god of the Three Altars Sea Society is definitely not like this. However, when this little Neza was born, he was plotted by others, and when he was still in the womb, he was beaten into the magic pill, so that he was haunted by demonic energy. I heard that there are still a little more than 2 years to go. It will be the heavenly tribulation spell laid by the Yuan Shi Tianzun, and the magic pill will be erased, and at the same time, it will also erase the little Neza. Hong Xian shook his head when he heard Zhang Hulan's words. But I don't see any harm in this little baby. Then whatever, anyway, what kind of heavenly tribulation spell can still split the origin? Yahei used a spoon to dig up a piece of soft glutinous dessert and said while eating. And the dessert in front of me is made of hair called a trumpet lion. It's really a big world, and there are no surprises. Yesterday I also took a few earthworm sprouts home. I almost didn't scare my mother. At last. Under his solemn request, my mother made a fuss. As a result, my parents ate beautifully. By the way, watch the live broadcast of Shang Wang. It's almost time. As he spoke, Han Li waved his hand, opened a curtain of light, and stood in the center of the table. Shang Dynasty. Yahei muttered. On the side, Zhang Hulan knew that Yahei didn't understand, so she explained to him and said. The Black Holy Body, this parallel world, is still very different from the Shang Dynasty, the parallel world of our Chinese system. Isn't it the Shang Dynasty that desecrated the statue of Nuwa Niang Niang and then opened the gods? Yahei, who didn't know why, asked in surprise. Zhang Hulan shook her head. There are no gods here. According to the Shang King, the human tribe under his command was called the Shang tribe and established the Great Shang Kingdom. There are also the Zhou people around, similar to our predecessors of the Zhou dynasty, as well as the Qiang people, the Ghost people, and the Scene people. And they also have gods in the world, which are different from the myths in our impressions. But these gods only regarded the human race as slaves, so the king of Shang hated those gods who were high above. And the name of the ruler of God is Heaven. Today's real-time dynamic copy is just to get some fate fragments and know some of the strength of gods and heavens. With Zhang Hulan's explanation, Yahei knew this. Saying, what is it that you have to enslave human beings to do it? Also, why is it called human mining every day? I really don't understand. At this time, the light curtain flickered, and the Shangwang live broadcast room appeared. At the same time, in front of Yahei and the others, there was also a team prompt for a real-time dynamic copy. But the next moment, it was gone. Apparently the group is full. Hey, it's interesting, the limit is so low that only the transcendent level can take the task. It seems that this mission must not be difficult. Hong was right. Of course, the task is not difficult, that is, the divine envoy of the Protoss came to deliver the oracle. The difficulty of this task made the Shang King, who was a little stressed, breathe a sigh of relief and wait for the arrival of the divine envoy. And outside the Asago city, the god envoy of the Protoss was wearing a black and grey robe and carrying a wooden staff. Behind him was a bamboo basket full of scrolls, and on top of the bamboo basket, there was a black and grey vulture. And the divine envoy leaned around, step by step, towards the Song City. At the door, he squinted. He muttered. He, what a Song City, a majestic city of the human race. But after all, he's just a slave of my gods. If you read a violent novel, go to Philu Novel Network. I hope you, the King of Shang, can understand the will of heaven. Don't let this god get any bad news. After speaking, he walked into the Kaoj city. The vulture behind him screamed twice. The majestic divine power can actually communicate with the heavens. Huge shadows followed. It turned out to be high in the sky, and a huge black cloud also followed. Black clouds are crushing the city, and the city is about to be destroyed. And the divine envoy is on the way to the palace, whether it is an ordinary person or a warrior of Kaoj city. One by one, they didn't dare to stop this divine envoy. Fearfully hid from a distance and watched, quietly, without the slightest disrespect. This scene was naturally read by the Shang King and seen clearly. Not fighting, defeated. A nameless fire rose in his heart, but he was quickly suppressed by it. In his heart, he seemed to have a trace of other thoughts about resisting gods and resisting heaven. And that divine envoy, with a strong divine power, step by step, has already entered the palace hall. King Shang, I have been walking day and night for 30 days in a row. I came here to convey the will of heaven. Rumble. The moment he said the sky outside flashed and thundered, and it seemed to contain an inexplicable divine will. This is the oracle of the heavens, King Shang, you should pay attention. Listen to the words of God with infinite oppression. The king of Shang was silent, and even half lying on the throne, as if he had no respect for God and heaven. Say it. Seeing this, the divine envoy Suancha half pulled his eyes and continued in a deep voice. You are a great merchant country, for hundreds of years, when you have served the gods, you have done your best, and the credit is not small, and the gods are very pleased. But since you succeeded to the throne of Shang, for some reason, it seems to be a little insufficient. The gods have already complained about your actions, King Shang. When the king of Shang heard such words, he did not explain. So what? The oracle shook his head, as if he were in a bit of distress. King Shang, you can't be so useless. There is a remedy for this. A remedy? It's a ridiculous joke. The king of Shang knew that what was going to happen next was the intention of this divine envoy. And continue to listen to how these gods are going to oppress our human race. Shang King. I have brought you the way to remedy the slackness of the gods. This is the newest mining site. You only need to do as hard as you can, and do as the oracle instructs, and the gods will know your Shang King's respect for the gods. Wait for the oracle to be delivered. The guards in the palace immediately presented the oracle to the king of Shang. The king of Shang sat up straight, casually. Take the oracle scroll and spread it out, and look closely. But his eyes were clear, and his complexion couldn't help but change. I secretly said in my heart, these gods really don't look at people as people. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 219. The Shang King's face changed, and he naturally looked at it in the eyes of the divine envoy. But he didn't care, and even made up his mind. He expected that the Shang King would not dare to make any resistance. But today, he's afraid he's thinking wrong. I saw the king of Shang slap the oracle and stand up. A burly figure, with an inexplicable oppression. It even made the oracle seem to feel the pressure from the gods. Humph. I invest hundreds of thousands of manpower for the gods every year, how can I still come up with extra people? Go and dig a new mine for the gods. The gods are like this, and they will only make the people of the Shang clan miserable. The oracle seemed to have expected it. The inexplicable coercion suffered by the son was erased from his heart, and he said, King Shang, the gods naturally have a way. Around the great Shang, there are Naqiang, Xing, Ghost, Zhou and other tribes, you can let go to conquer and plunder. With your big merchant soldiers and strong horses, and you, the king of merchants who are brave in the world, this matter must not be difficult. This is how it goes. Isn't there already the labor force for mining? Hear this. Prince Shang accepted it and smiled coldly. From this moment on, I don't want to put up with it anymore. 813 It's really insatiable. It's madness to do this, and it's better than the devil. When the divine envoy heard the disrespectful words of the king of Shang, his body trembled, and he took a step back. I saw that the king of Shang was full of momentum, and his eyes were shining with blood-colored flames. An inexplicable cry shook out, as if there was a divine bird in the 9 heavens, peeking into the soul. Since Changtang, my great Shang has been serving the gods of heaven for 30 generations. Do your best, work hard. I just want to know, why? The oracle was struck by the momentum and staggered under his feet. Hear the words of the Shang King. But it was very incomprehensible, as if the king of Shang would ask such a stupid question. King Shang, what you said made me confused. It is only natural that people fear God. Stand to reason. That's right. The words spoken by the divine envoy were very plain. It's like if you ask me what 1 + 1 is, and I say 2. And this kind of thinking is not God's idea. Connecting almost everyone, too. Including those who are enslaved day and night. Even the sons of the Shang kings. This kind of deep-rooted thinking, which has lasted for countless years, is really terrifying. And to hear the answer that the oracle said indifferently. The king of Shang laughed loudly. The dissatisfaction with the gods, the provocation against the gods, and the mockery of the gods are all included. He knew it now. Want to turn this around? It's not about killing the gods and removing the mountains that weigh on the human race. Rather, it is necessary to wake up the race itself. Let them be able to move, the mountain that is deeply rooted in their hearts. Ha 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 ha. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. King Shang, do you know what you're doing? The oracle cried out. I saw the king of Shang holding a lantern and lighting the oracle in his hand. Burning the oracle is like disobeying the will of heaven and defying the gods. A gust of wind struck the sky, thunder and lightning, and torrential rain poured down. All kinds of disasters, at this moment, seemed to erupt everywhere in the big business. And in the main hall, even the generals of the king of Shang looked at their king in surprise. I'm a great merchant, I'm tired of serving the gods anymore. Then walk on 30 days with your feet. Go tell the... When the divine envoy heard the words of the king of Shang, his heart trembled. If you read a violent novel, go to Fila Novel Network. King Shang, do you know what you're doing? You're asking for a dead end. Heaven is not to be offended. If you turn back here, you can still be your co-master of the world. Otherwise, don't wait for the angel to finish. The king of Shang threw away the oracle that had already started a fire. Humph. Call the gods against me. Congratulations to the anchor for receiving a like and reward from the first forbidden god of Teku. The highlighted display alone, plus the title, Let the King of Shang Know. This one like and reward must come from an extremely powerful god. In addition, this time, a hands-free dynamic copy also let him know a lot of information. As he expected. Defeated himself. But he also did what he wanted. Told everyone that God would hurt, scream, bleed, and die. And the day. Very strong indeed. But in the origin, it is not very powerful. The level classification of this hospital is only the first order of immortals. Moreover, if it is separated from its own world, at most it will be a high-level cultivator of the earth immortals. But after seeing the picture of fate, the king of Shang said what he wanted. King Shang, is this okay? Emperor Qin asked casually. King Shang nodded, and beside him sat his wife, Sudaji. Originally, it was the god of the gods, the moon fox, but he fell in love with the king of Shang. Daji, how about I do this? Sudaji also saw the fate of King Zishang and knew everything. Moreover, even the people in the city of songs. In recent days, because the king of Shang is anti-god, there have been many foul words. It is true that the deep-rooted thoughts in the hearts of the people cannot be awakened overnight by killing a few gods and heavens. It is necessary to let them personally participate, personally change their minds, and take up the sword to resist. Therefore, when the Protoss himself descended, even the heavens descended. The king of Shang was ready to let them fight for themselves as they had before. Do what the king says, do it. Daji is with the king no matter what. Haha, the Shangwan couple is also a husband and wife, and the husband sings with the wife. The great elder of Kyushu raised his glass. Since the Shang king has decided, of course the others don't care. However, the Shang king's heart is indeed strong. He could have relied on the origin to replace the black dragon heaven and become a new heaven high above. Rule the gods, rule the world. But he was able to throw them all away. This kind of heart and courage. It's really beyond the reach of mortals. There are still many people who lament that the king of Shang made such a choice. Many people ask themselves if it is for themselves. Maybe it can't be done. How powerful and beautiful it would be to dominate a world and have the opportunity to become a force of the origin. But only for the sake of mortal ordinary people, their minds are emancipated. The king of Shang said that if you don't want it, you don't want it, but it's really powerful. Even Stark, a playboy who had just entered the roots, heard about it. It is also outrageous. If the world were all its own. Isn't that beautiful woman as much as you want? Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 220. Mage, lend me some points. Stark was depressed. As a playboy, a tycoon, and Iron Man's self. Look at the dazzling array of magical items, as well as the various energy technologies. At the same time, my heart is itchy, but I am shy. There is no way, he belonged to the Ancient One who was invited, not directly invited by the original UN. There are no so-called newcomer benefits, such as interest-free loans. Stark, with your knowledge and skills, it shouldn't be difficult to get points by cooperating with several major forces. For example, you can sell your iron armor here. The words of the Ancient One, Stark naturally knew. But compared to the steel armor made of pure technology, he already had some peculiar ideas. However, it is not easy to realize this idea. It is necessary to cooperate with the various forces. Seeing Stark's eyes flicker, he fell into deep thought, and his face changed repeatedly. Looks like you've got an idea. Stark came back to his senses and picked up a burger he had never eaten before. Take a hard bite. Of course, what can stump me, Tony Stark? Mage. You say, if I exchange the materials of the steel armor for spiritual gold that can withstand all kinds of extraordinary powers. Or combine it with the latest biometal co-forging technology. With my mind, I will definitely be able to create the best warframes that sell well in all the worlds. The more Stark spoke, the more excited he became. I couldn't help but have all kinds of information and thoughts in my mind. If it is combined with the power of the Ninja Alliance, can it be possible to create a ninjutsu armor? Coupled with the power of the Tailed Beast, it is possible to create the Tailed Beast battle armor. Even the power of the 6 paths, the 6 types of battle armor and so on. Or, if there is no way, integrate the power of the Devil Fruit into the battle armor. Reintegrated domineering enhancement. Finally, use demon crystals to strengthen or sublimate the armor. Or the world of different fires, fighting armor. Even human immortal battle armor, ghost immortal battle armor, immortal battle armor. Of course, his best pure technology armor can't be left behind. Still, I don't know why. When you enjoy this, there seems to be a dark figure in your mind. The figure resembles a bat, like a king in the dark. But in front of the bat, there was a sign held aloft on which a word seemed to be written. Anti. Shaking his head, Stark was dazzled. Instead, I took into account the present, thought about it so much, and wanted to achieve the first step myself. Then you have to find someone to work with. Mage, introduce me to the various forces, and I'll visit them myself. Stark's visit went well. The talent that can be recommended by the Supreme Master is definitely very good. And among the various forces, the one that is most compatible with Stark is naturally Kyushu. A man with bare hands, with garbage can rub his armor by hand, with a powerful energy source. That's really awesome, okay. Therefore, in the Origin Heavens Research Institute, there is an additional department specially set up for battle armor. There is also a Stark in the lead, with the Origin Heavens Research Institute as the majority shareholder. Forces from all walks of life have followed suit, and the establishment of the Super God Armor Technology Company. Mr. Stark, Warframe's Intelligent Systems. For the sake of security, only the original intelligent wizard can be accessed. Stark was unwilling, his Jarvis was very useful, but he also knew that the Origin Heavens had all kinds of strange things. There are even many ways to confuse intelligence, infect intelligence, and counter intelligence. If you read a violent novel, go to Philo Novel Network. Access to the intelligent wizard, there is no such trouble, and the security is greatly increased. But the maintenance fee of the smart elf, the use fee of the smart elf, and the maintenance fee of the smart elf. Just using Origin Intelligence, every time you sell a battle frame, you have to pay so much to Origin. It's a robbery. It's a robber. Moreover, the major shareholder of the company is also the Origin Research Institute. And the big boss of the Origin Research Institute is the Origin. Lie down. You're making your own money. Is there such a play? Looking at Stark's bared teeth, Emperor Qin, Emperor Ming, and others smiled and didn't speak. If you say that, the preacher is in the ear. Don't blame me for not reminding you, the explosion rate has bottomed out, and the luck of opening the box is black or something, don't cry. Congratulations to the establishment of Chaoshen Technology Armor Co., Limited, the first president, Mr. Stark, here. Where the world of the Shanking is located, with the support of the gods, the human tribes led by the Zhou clan have approached Kaoj City. Shocked, men and women are silent. Ao Bing, the dragon clan of the four seas in the 10 cold worlds, wants to petition and complain. The reason is why there are 2 Neza in the original source. The martial arts powerhouse, Dong Huang Tai, broke through to the 4th layer of the Sendai secret realm in the Great Qin world this morning, in full view of everyone, and sublimated his life and stepped into the realm of the laws of the universe. Mr. Dong Huang Tai, he has come to the forefront in the secret realm of the Origin. I can't afford to be left behind. Xianba's body shook and turned into a hybrid realm. It is like a world, wind, rain, thunder, and lightning, gold, wood, water, fire, earth, everything. All kinds of visions appeared, and there was no change in the fairyland-like world. On the contrary, outside the station of the Tianxia Society, the visions are overwhelming, so that the people of the Fenjian world still think that there are gods who are angry. And far away in Wudan, the Tai Chi Dao diagram flashed. Zhang Sanfan's eyes flashed with the meaning of Tai Chi Wuji. The figure flashed, and it was already in the starry sky. In an instant, infinite thunder rolled, turning into a thunder pool in the starry sky. In the thunder pool, there are thunder combat soldiers, playing a series of thunder combat skills. But Zhang Sanfan just smiled and opened his mouth. The inexplicable suction burst out, and he actually sucked all the thunder skills into his abdomen. At the same time, even the thunder pool was shaking violently. But it's only for a moment. Even the thunder pool of the heavenly dome couldn't resist the suction, and turned into a tornado, all of which entered Zhang Sanfan's stomach. Listening to the somewhat chubby belly, I patted it, as if I had eaten a full meal. It tastes good. And on the other side, in the distant space-time universe. Big star sky. Zhu ignored the three links with the ancients, as if he had hit a real fire. The starry sky seemed to be about to burst. The majestic power of the stars, wielded by the fist intent, contains the power of destroying the world. And if it weren't for the power of the city of sun and moon, the entire solar system would be fixed. I'm afraid that the entire galaxy will be blown up and shattered by the power of these two newcomers. The whole origin, the raiders are improving. Big.